The comments of a friend this morning and a discussion on Facebook inspired some thoughts in me, some perceptions. We were talking about how most of us perceive the image and likeness of God to be a humanoid persona, a humanoid personification of God, and most people would give it a name and call it Jesus Christ, or the cosmic Jesus Christ. Personally, I don't perceive God's source in that way, because I find it too limiting, and I find when we personify God as a specific thing, then we will start to draw distinctions between this is in the likeness of God and that isn't, because it doesn't look like it. So in my perception and understanding, that promotes division and separation. What is the image and likeness of God? How do I see it? I see it as a frequency, and I see it as the frequency of love. Now, the word love is a little bit fuzzy for us because we have had so many different impressions and emotions associated to the word love. But if I would look at a more neutral definition for the frequency, love is a frequency of giving, of life-giving quality. As I'm driving down the countryside and I see the bare naked trees standing on the side of the road, of course it's not as evident in the winter time, but if I were to say, does a tree love? And if we apply the definition of hugging and an emotion of warm fuzzies, we would probably not think of a tree as being of a love frequency. But if we apply a greater, wider perception of the life-giving nature of God, then a tree most definitely is loving us. You can see this especially in the summertime, in the symbiosis and the interconnectedness that we have with trees. We need their oxygen to live. So a tree is very much in the resonance and frequency of love, in that it is life-giving, of a life-giving energy, which makes the tree in the image of God. So I hope that this little example helps us get out of the mental limitation that we have placed on the humanoid image of God. It's got to go beyond the humanoid image, because as a human, we often display the likeness of God much less than a tree in nature would do, because we are not always giving in our intention. But a tree only has the intention of giving and receiving, and giving, of life-sustaining intention. So the tree is most definitely in the image of God, even though it does not have mental capacity. But to have mental capacity and thinking capacity has not always served us well. right? Because through our thinking capacity, we have introduced the concepts of good and evil into this reality. That's just another take on how I perceive the image and likeness of God in the frequency of life-giving love.